Hi, it's Marieta. Thanks for tuning in. In this video, I want to focus on expedite requests for immigrant visas, as well as emergency appointments for non-immigrant visas. Specifically, I want to also focus on entrepreneurs and business owners who are currently stuck overseas. Stick around. Coming up. Alright, if you're new here, welcome. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell button so you're notified when I release new content. And in this video, I want to talk about what to do if you are stuck. If you're stuck because of the backlog. The backlog is all over the world. People are stuck overseas. They are not able to return to United States. They are not able to even schedule an appointment at the US consulate, whether it's concerning immigrant visa category, green card categories, or non-immigrant visa categories. So let's first start with non-immigrant visa categories. And then I also want to focus on investors and business owners because this is actually my area of expertise. So if you remember, I made a bunch of videos on travel ban topic. The current situation is the travel bans are still on. The travel bans are still in effect. And this is concerning countries such as European Union, South Africa, Brazil, UK, China, and so on. And so if you are from these countries, the US embassy in your country is not processing regular non-immigrant visa applications. This is the reason number one. Reason number two is that only about 70% of embassies around the world are actually, not only 70% of embassies around the world are actually not necessarily resuming visa services at pre-pandemic levels. And that being said, only 30% of them are, and many of these embassies are only issuing visas in emergency situations. And so what we want to look at is how can we actually take care of your case and speed up things for you, especially if you are a non-immigrant visa category. So if you're in the country that is impacted by the travel ban, only available option you have is the national interest exception. If you qualify under national interest exception, you can actually request the expedite or the emergency appointment and schedule your interview. However, if you do not qualify for the national interest exception, you can't really schedule the appointment, especially when it comes to non-immigrant visa type. Now, I'm not going to go deeper in this video what constitutes the national interest exception because I made a video on this topic, which I will be linking here for you, and you can check it out and learn the requirements if you want to apply for national interest exception. Typically, you would have to show that your business is within the critical sector, for example, or in the critical infrastructure sector that is needed, especially at this time. If you are, for example, investor. If you are someone who is under L visa category, same thing applies to you. You really need only way for you to apply for expedite emergency at this moment is really use that national interest exception. If you need help, you can book a consultation. Link is below this video how you can book it with me. So that's that. However, if you are coming from those countries that are not impacted by travel ban, right? Still, there is a high probability that your country, the US embassy in your country, is not really issuing the standard non-immigrant visas, or the processing is very limited. And because this is due to the COVID situation in your country. So in that case, what I highly recommend is not necessarily consider the national interest exception, but rather emergency appointment. Okay, so the emergency appointment requirement is slightly different than national interest exception, and you can actually request emergency if you have a medical need, if you have psychological need, if you have a business need, but you have to actually demonstrate significant economic hardship. So if you are able to establish there is actually valid reason supported by evidence for you to fly to United States, travel to United States, and you are able to, again, supported by strong evidence, you might then request emergency appointment. Same thing goes with students. If you're an international student who is already enrolled in your school and your school is about to start and you cannot attend classes because they are, for example, not online, then you absolutely need to travel. and at that point I would request emergency appointment. Now, the way you request emergency appointment is that first you have to pay the fee, and you have to actually reach out to the embassy, read the instructions, and then request additionally that emergency appointment. But first you have to actually apply, submit the DS-160 and do all the process, and then you can request the emergency appointment. So that is something I highly recommend you do. Otherwise, because many people are waiting, not only US embassies are experiencing giant backlogs, but also the situation is that they do have limited staff and they want to take care of themselves first. So they want to obviously follow the safety measures and they want to protect their staff. And so all this is basically creating the situation as it is. Okay? So that's the non-immigrant visa category. When it comes to immigrant visa category, we're talking about green cards, right? Recently I made a video where I did explain the preferences. Despite the fact there is a travel ban in your country, if that's the case for you, the US embassies are processing immigrant visa categories, the green card categories, okay? So they are actually exempt from the ban, right? Because we're talking about green card. However, again, there is a backlog, and so they are giving preferences to certain immigrant green cards, immigrant visas, if you will. So if you want to find out more about the preferences, the immigrant visas, in which order they are being processed, you can check out my other video that I made recently where I did explain the 4 layers and basically preference categories. So if you're currently stuck with your green card, all right, because you are going through consular processing and your application is at NVC level, or it was already processed by NVC and now you're waiting for that appointment, the US embassy appointment, interview appointment, what I highly recommend is that you actually request expedite processing. You do request expedite processing, because if you do not request expedite processing, you can be stuck for a couple of months, maybe even a year. And once your expedite request is approved, then the NVC will notify US Embassy. They will actually send the file to the US Embassy and they will schedule you for the interview if you qualify. So if you need help with your expedite request, you are again welcome to book a consultation, reach out, a link is below this video. Now, you do not contact US Embassy if you are in the green card processing through consulate, because you have to actually contact the NVC first, and NVC need to review your request, and once they actually approve your request, the expedite request, then and only then they will contact the US Embassy. So remember, with non-immigrant visas, you contact the US consulate for emergency appointment if you qualify, or national interest waiver, okay? And with the green card, you contact the NVC and you request expedite processing. And I made a video on expedite processing if you want to learn more how you actually apply for expedite. There are 6 reasons you can do that, especially if you're a business owner. The way we do that is we actually show evidence that your business is about to experience significant hardship, economic damages due to the fact that you are not present in the United States and therefore you need to travel urgently to United States. However, again, you need to have evidence. So it's not enough to just send email and claim the need that you have to travel to the United States. You actually need to have evidence. So I hope this is helpful, guys. Let me know what you guys think. You can leave a comment below, and for those who need to discuss further details with me, you're welcome to book a consultation. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned for upcoming videos, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day. Bye.